Cinco de Mayo is not Mexican Independence Day. That is September 16th. So why do we celebrate Cinco de Mayo? Why are we going to have some tacos and tequila tonight? It is to celebrate the victory of the Battle of Puebla. What was the Battle of Puebla? Well, it was when some ragtag group of Mexican troops fought off the French. Why was Mexico fighting the French? Well, of course, Mexico was broke at the time. They had a handful of wars, including the Mexican-American War. So they were broke, and they owed a bunch of money to European nations, primarily Britain, France, and Spain. So Britain, France, and Spain formed an alliance to come get their money. They were coming to a naval blockade, sending their ships over. But then they realized that France was a little more ambitious. They wanted a piece of America back. They had lost a lot of their area. They had lost Haiti. They sold the Louisiana Purchase. So they had very little land in the Americas left. And they wanted a piece of it back, so they decided they wanted to take Mexico if possible. This, of course, was under Napoleon III. Napoleon. Not this Napoleon, his nephew. This guy, the last emperor and monarch of France. He wanted to get a piece of France back in the Americas. This was his opportunity. The U.S. was busy with the Civil War, so this is all they could handle. They figured they had an opportunity to go there and take back some level of area in the Americas. Well, unfortunately for him, the Mexicans weren't having it, and despite being outnumbered 2-1 and not having anywhere near as much technology, they whooped the France's ass at the Battle of Puebla and sent him back running. Now, unfortunately for Mexico, Napoleon III would come back and install a puppet king in his place, Archduke Maximilian, who would be in place for him for a few years until he was executed by firing squad by Mexico when they took over and were done with France at that point. And Napoleon III would lose his reign shortly thereafter. So why are we celebrating this day so much? Why is this day getting the notoriety, not any other Independence Days or what may have you for Mexico? Well, one, it's primarily a Mexican-American holiday. Two, one of the reasons why it was celebrated at all, primarily in the state of Puebla, is because of the dictator of Mexico, Porfirio Diaz. He ran Mexico for 30 years. He was a de facto dictator. He was also a veteran of the Battle of Puebla, so he wanted to celebrate the holiday as a celebration of himself. So after his ousting in 1911, little by little, the holiday fell out of favor. It was still a very popular holiday among Mexican Americans. And the Chicana movement, a lot of it in California primarily, when it first started becoming celebrated, we have then Cinco de Mayo being a very popular Mexican American holiday in celebrating the United States more than in Mexico. With most Americans thinking it's the independence of Mexico, when in reality it's just when they beat the French off in the Battle of Puebla and had to celebrate for that. So it was kind of a freedom independence movement celebrating a battle that the dictator was a part of. So enjoy your cervezas and white people taco night.